Breaking Barriers, a podcast for the youth, young entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs to share their stories on how they're changing the narrative. My name is Emmanuella Gardiner. You can call me Miss Gardiner, and I will be your host. If you're a returning subscriber, warm welcome. If you're an old subscriber, warm welcome. If you're a new subscriber, a big welcome onto the platform. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe so you can have access to every episode today, tomorrow, and every other day. Thank you very much. We'll take a quick break and we'll get back to you. Welcome back. Food I wish I could give a characteristic for food, but it's one of the things that can be used to brighten up the day for anybody, regardless of the situation. You dress up nicely, you have a plate of breakfast, you go to the restaurant, you have some lunch. If the lunch goes well, perhaps even dinner, you leave compliments to the chef and a tip to the waiter. With little to no knowledge being known about chefs, today my guest has been cooking for the past 5 years. She's a chef in her respect. She's an alumni of University of Ghana. She read Family and Consumer Sciences, and she's into charity. My guest today is here to join me to talk about her journey in the food industry. Hi, Penny. I feel like I call you Penny all the time. Am I the only one?
You know, I have a lot of nicknames. I have Penny, I have Pili P, I have PP.
Well, I think the Penny is like, I don't know.
I don't like Penny, actually.
But it's just, I think I started calling you Penny because it was easy to type.
Yeah.
But it's nice for me.
But you can say Peli.
Well, how are you doing?
I'm good.
I brought you out of your comfort zone.
Have you?
I'm sorry. But I'm not. Anyway,
Okay.
What's up with you? Tell me about I haven't seen you in like a while.
A while. Yes.
But I've kept in touch with you
Yes,
thanks to
yeah.
Snapchat and social media. But Snapchat, because that's where we usually talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad to have kept in touch with you all
I'm
these
glad to.
years.
Else I wouldn't be here.
Yeah. You wouldn't have been so patient though. We developed some kind of friendship over the years.
Yes,
So I'm so
definitely.
thankful that you've been able to accept the invitation. Because when I spoke to you about it, you were one of the first people who was like, just let me know the day and the time and I'll fix my schedule for you. So I'm so thankful for that.
You're welcome.
And you're looking good. What's
Thank
your
you.
secret?
My secret is peace of mind. Being comfortable with where you are, not rushing
Yeah.
to be somewhere you are not supposed to be. It's really what has kept me cool all this while.
The skin is carding. What's
Yeah.
the skincare secret?
I actually don't have a skincare routine.
No. Every girl has a
I
skincare
don't.
routine. But you have a routine.
I don't.
What are you doing? Is this genetics or something?
Pure genetics. I don't have a skincare routine.
Wow. Anyway, I have interviewed firstborns, secondborns, thirdborns. I'm here to interview multiple borns. But you're the first multiple born.
Yeah.
So let's delve into that. Let's talk about the family. Let's talk about upbringing. And let's talk about everything family related.
All right. So I'm the second of triplets. It's just a few of us. We don't have older siblings. We don't have younger siblings. And in terms of family, I think I grew up in a more than average family. In terms of like my relationship with my parents and my relationship with my siblings.
Yeah.
Growing up was cool. I don't remember feeling out of place growing up. I remember growing up in a situation where we were always when I say we, I mean my siblings and I, we were always encouraged to dare to be different, to dare to try new things.
Yeah.
And so there was always this sort of encouragement from my parents. So I'm really thankful for that. So my childhood wasn't traumatic. It was smooth, if I should say
The
that way.
second of triplets, what is the time difference? Like, I mean, do you know the time difference?
I would know if I was conscious, but I wasn't.
No, but I mean, because twins, they are quick to say, oh, I'm the first. Like this, they'll correct you. This is P and this is K. But I don't know how that works in the triplets.
Well, that's what they told us. They told us. I think growing up, we just stuck to 5 minutes, but it could be more.
It could be more, yeah.
But we just said, okay, I'm 5 years older than you. I'm 5 minutes older than you.
I'm asking because when twins tend to get into a spat, P is always quick to like remind K that I'm older than you, and then K is quick to rebuff by 5 minutes.
No, I don't remember doing that.
No, not for you, but I'm asking because of like the time, you know.
It was never an issue for us growing up. Nobody was putting it into the other person's face that I'm older than you by 5 minutes. All we knew is you're the first one, you're the middle one, you're the last one. We ended it there. That was it. Yeah.
So then you come from a very encouraging family. Everybody is encouraging one person or the other.
Yes.
Is there anything that you would like to change? Obviously, there are bad days and there are good days in every family. Is there anything that you would like to change or would wish would have been done differently when you take a trip down memory lane? For example, if you were to have a child today, is there something you would do differently in your upbringing for that child?
I wouldn't do differently. I'll just capitalize on what my parents did. My parents were very hopeful people. There was always hope, even in the worst of times.
Yeah.
So there's this thing we say, we don't look like our problems. So we can be having like an absolutely worst time in the house and everybody thinks everything is cool. So if I were to have kids, I'll just try and instill in the child that it's good to be hopeful, but sometimes you need to like be able to put yourself in your situation and live through it, and maybe it could make you more ambitious, or it will make you strive to achieve more, not just to accept that okay, times are hard and it will pass.
Yeah, the fold your arms situation kind of something.
I would want my child to know that hard times do come, and it should be a motivation rather than it should be like something you accept that it's hard. You should take it as a motivation. That's what I would change.
You would change?
Not change, just capitalize on it.
Capitalize on that for you. I think that's a good thing, because then a lot of us these days are quick to fold our arms and say, okay, well, it has happened, rather than saying, okay, this has happened, what's the next, you know. You can weep and cry and do what it is you need to do for a minute or two, but you need to start working on a plan, and a lot of us have forgotten that aspect. Yeah, it's true. Let's talk about education. From what are your fondest memories for your academic life? Like, what are your fondest memories?
I don't think I have fond memories.
I was telling you just a few minutes before we walked into set, where you were saying that you can't even remember the courses that some of your mates did. And I told you that it seems as though you don't even care, because at the end of the day, what is important to you is how much help this person can link to me.
The links.
In my this thing.
Yes.
But you should have fond memories, because then how are you going to recommend somebody to somebody if you don't even know what he or she read?
Very good question. So I think my challenge comes from when I experience one thing, I feel like it has passed. I need to focus on another chapter. So I barely remember things I've gone through unless I have to. So with school, I feel like I just passed through. So I don't really remember.
You passed through.
I just passed through. No. Especially university, it didn't pass through me. I went because I had to. You know? So from university, I don't remember much. I think SHS too. Maybe I think my fond memories in SHS will be the time that I devoted to the drama club.
Okay.
I put in so much effort in making costumes look so realistic, and I'm not even using it now. But I think that is something that when I look back, I'm proud of myself because I was able to challenge myself to work with like limited things. Because in SHS, you are not
you have just bed sheets, pillowcases, and
black paint and all that. But I was able to use the little things I had to make production on my side really amazing. So I think that those are the few.
So limited resources, and you've used limited resources, you've capitalized on using limited resources, and it has helped you, like, even if you take it away from the SHS side, even now, does it help you in your business?
Yes. For my business, it's such that you don't really have it's always full with like last minute things you get. So you can be there and somebody will randomly, I need a cake for, and then you look through your things and you realize that, oh my God, I don't have this. So you need to think on your feet fast and be like, okay, I can substitute this for that. And I do that a lot. And I think it's these little things that have shaped me to be the kind of business owner that I am now. Being able to think fast on my feet and being able to substitute such that I can cater to everyone's needs. So I think that's what has helped.
So then SHS passed through you.
Yeah.
But you didn't pass through you. You went to school because you had to go to school.
Yes, I had to go to school.
If you had, and I know one of the, like, I don't know, like it's a debate or an ongoing, it's not a debate per se, but there's always been conversations surrounding education. So, like, you must have a backup or something like that. And even now, recently somebody passed a comment on, you know, the whole the PhD issue versus the Dutch something. And you are saying you went to school because you had to go to school. If you didn't have to go to school, what would you have done?
Okay, so this is a very sensitive topic. So I want to put a disclaimer first. Before you are able to put your feet down and say, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to go to school. I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
You need to be someone who is, first of all, disciplined. And who is someone who, for a period of time, you've been consistent with what you say you're going to do. For me, it was a little easy to convince my parents that, okay, I'm going to do food, because right from childhood, I was the kid that says, I'm not going to work in an office. Me, I want to be a chef. And I didn't change. You see, most children, you ask them when they are 5 years, what do you want to be? I want to be a doctor. When they are 7 years, I want to be a nurse. Tomorrow, I want to be a policeman. But for me, right from the get-go, I always said, I don't want to work in an office. There were times my mother or my father would come back from work, I'll see them in their suit, and I'll be like, me, I won't wear suit when I grow up. You know, me, I work in the kitchen. So from JHS, I always knew that was the path I wanted to go. So I was thinking of my life then. After JHS, I went to catering school. After SHS, I went to catering school because I knew that that's what I was going to do. And I knew that the earlier I start, the better. Now, the only reason why I took school seriously was because people tend to look down on people who haven't gone to school. And then with the issue with my siblings, you know, when you're born with people like you're a twin or a triplet, you are literally born with competition. So it's healthy competition for me. You're always being compared to one person.
The other person.
So you can't be like, you don't want to go to school and then your siblings are going to school. It's not even a good fit for, like, a good look on your parent. So that's the reason why I went to school, not because I needed a backup. It was because I needed to show that, you know what, I'm actually good at what I do, but it's not like I don't have head, because a lot of people think that people go into vocational courses because they are not smart. I just wanted to point out that, you know what, I'm equally smart or even smarter than some people.
Right, we still have more to talk about, but just hold off on that. We'll take a quick break and we'll get back to you shortly. Welcome our podcast guests are always refreshed by the Berry Company. Sorry, my manners. The Berry Company is a UK manufacturing company which specializes in making fresh juices from berries. They have 9 flavors. You can check them out on their website at the Berry Company. You can also pick up a box from Arcadia Cafe here in Spintex or from your closest ShopRite distributor shop near you. Also, please note that you can use this for your cocktails and mocktails. It's friendly for vegans and vegetarians alike. Please don't forget to pick up a box, enjoy it, and then let us know what you think about it. My guest first, because I made a blunder by attempting to save myself. If my mom saw this, she would have given me a look.
That's all right.
You take a sip and let me know if I'm putting you on the right stuff.
It's good, it's refreshing.
It is. Oranges are especially good for clear skin, etc., etc. Vitamin C, where people are dousing on their skin like nobody's business. But anyway, antioxidants and what have you. We were having a conversation on the practicality of Ghanaia's education, especially in the uni sector. And then I made mention that the syllabus is not tailored. Well, in my opinion, for certain courses, I don't know if it applies for all courses, but I know for certain courses, it's not tailored for the Ghanaian markets, because then I believe that the syllabus that we are going through, at the end of the day, when we come out as graduates, there shouldn't be as much unemployment as there is
now
if we have a tailored syllabus for our market. But we're experiencing unemployment not only because companies are not hiring or there's a shortage of whatever, but because the course syllabus is not tailored for our market. What can we do to remedy it? For somebody who has sat inside like a program for 4 years, and you even made mention of a lecturer giving like a feedback that caused about half of the class to resign from the course and opt to take it again. Like, what can we do to remedy it? Because the lectures are the problem too.
Yeah. So, from my point of view, I think some courses should be more practical than they are, not just surface level, but it should be in depth, such that you as the student, you have a feel of what life out there would be, not that you are learning something in a textbook or in a slide or in a pamphlet, and then you go into the real world and it's like, how do I apply this? It gives this gap and then you feel lost. So you are done with school, you've gotten the degree, and you don't even know what to do with that degree, and so you find the next best thing to do, which is to get money. So you can do one course and then you'll be doing something totally different from the course you read. It shouldn't be like that. If you spend time and money to read a course, you should use it to get money back. You get So basically, some courses should be more practical than they are, not just surface level. Yeah.
I agree though, but I don't know why we're having courses for the Ghanaian students, in Ghana, that are not tailored for the Ghanaian markets, because then we're not going to have people being hired like that, especially when it's more theoretically based. So I totally agree with that. Now let's move to your career, because then you did mention that there's a high likelihood of you not even using what you read in school for life, and it's, in a sense, it's wrong to pump money somewhere and not make returns on it. So let's talk about your career and the fact that you made mention that you knew from the get-go that this is what you wanted to do. Let's walk down memory lane from when you decided to go to chef school to where you are now.
Okay, so I would have to mention...
You still take top-up courses?
Yes. Okay, but I would have to mention that it stems way before the time I decided, you know what, let me go to school.
Okay, so where did it start?
I would say it started from maybe about 6 years. When I was 6 years, I wasn't really the active child. I didn't really like sports, and my siblings did. So my excuse for not playing with them was, oh, I'm making snacks for you. Okay, so I'll carry my short self and put on a stool, and I'll whip up something. And with my child mind, I was always making mistakes. I was always making something that was difficult to eat. But thankfully, my siblings still tried to eat it. So over the time, I realized that I had to improve. And so I was learning from my mom, I was learning from my aunties, and that sort of started planting that passion for cooking, that need to become better than I was. And so it progressed from there, and I was actually getting better at it. And so I realized that, you know what, I don't mind doing this for the rest of my life. I might as well start now. So I didn't just want to go through school, go to JHS, go to SHS, go to university, probably do a job I don't like before I say, okay, now it's time to use my passion. So once I made that decision that I don't mind doing this for life, I just started to work on it. I went to catering school not because I necessarily needed to know how to cook. It was just for the certificate. For me, that's what has been it for me. Always for the certificate, to show that, you know what, it's not just from my head, but I've actually learned it and I'm applying it. So
even those with talents have certificates of,
yes, to show that I'm actually good,
and
as good as I say I am.
Yeah,
and
even better.
Yes, and going to school kind of encourages you to be better, because you learn something and then you see, okay, I've learned this. How can I apply?
Yeah.
How can I make it different? How can I make it impact me positively? So that's where that's how the passion has grown over the years, being in situations that are linked to cooking, not just catering schools, but being at pop-up, actually working in a restaurant before I started doing my own thing. All those things that I've gone through kind of has built my passion for cooking even more. Yeah.
Do we have to invest in vocational schools?
Definitely. We are lacking terribly. It's so bad that you can actually go to vocational school and then you come out and you realize what you did there was a joke, because it's a venture, it's a business venture for some people. You don't expect them to give in their absolute best. Some of the things, in fact, most of the things, especially when it comes to food, you literally learn it
On the go.
on the job.
Yeah.
You find out the hard way. That's how I see it. But if there is more investment in it, when you go in, you know what to expect. Not you come out of vocational school and then you are pleasantly surprised as to how hard it is to actually start a catering business in Ghana. It's crazy. It's crazy, and you will not know until you come out of kitchen.
Now you are in your own business. You've been chefing for over 5 years. I know, because I would like to say I'm one of your early patrons.
Yeah.
Because then, I'm not gonna lie, when I was coming to patronize the cake, I didn't even say, I patronized because, one, I was helping a friend's business go, and two, I wanted to taste different cake. You know how every time you want to buy cake, somebody recommends the usual spots.
Okay.
And then you hardly taste the cake from like a newbie.
Yeah.
You get it? So before businesses become big, there are always newbies.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like a big person for try the newbie first.
Yeah.
You know. So I patronized because I wanted to try the newbie and I wanted to help the newbie grow.
Yeah.
And I was impressed with the cake.
Thank you.
Because I think I ordered it, I don't know, once or twice, but I ordered it for a friend's birthday.
Yes. I think you've ordered about twice.
I should think so. My memory is bad.
Yeah.
But we were happy with the outcome. And they asked me, how did you even, go about it? And I said, well, she's my friend. If you people don't remember her, she went to Christ the King.
Yeah.
And she's my friend. And she was posting these cakes. And I said, they look nice. Let me try it out. If we don't encourage people to patronize newbies,
Yeah.
how are newbies supposed to put themselves in a space where they can be patronized?
To be honest,
When you were a newbie,
it's premium Takashi. That's what I'll say. Like, I was acting like I was already established. It's like fake it till you make it, There were some things I wasn't encouraging. Like, family will come in and let me taste it, let me pay on credit. No, it's a business. I need it for sustenance. I'm not doing it because I feel like making cake. I'm doing it because that's my job. So if you want cake, you pay full price for it.
for the cake.
So these are the little things I was implementing right from the get-go that gave me success. Not come and do it. There's this thing where somebody will ask you to, it's for the exposure. I don't need exposure. I need money, because the more I give things out,
The
less
more
more profits I make.
Yeah.
And I'm not able to pump back into my business. Sometimes exposure is good, but if you as the business owner, you're not able to position yourself such that you're able to utilize it, you really need to make sure that whoever is patronizing you is paying full price.
Yeah.
Also, as a newbie, you need to be constantly learning. That's where the top-up courses come in. You can learn on YouTube. You can actually go to a vocational school to learn. But as a newbie, you need to constantly improve. You shouldn't sit in your comfort zone. For me, when I first started making cakes, one thing was that I hated working with colors. All my cakes were white and brown. And then I was deceiving myself that, that's my brand.
Yeah.
But then over time, I realized that if you stay that way, you miss out on people who actually like the taste of your cake but want colors. So I got out of that comfort zone, and then I started working with colors. So as a newbie, you need to be firm with your business principles, especially when it comes to friends and family. You need to constantly improve, and you need to get out of your comfort zone.
I'm so glad you touched on the friends and family aspect, because I was going to ask you how you handle friends and family as a business owner. So I'm so glad that you touched on it. Also, because so now, being established as you are, you use those principles to get you to where you are now.
Yeah.
Are there certain times where you can give a discount? Aside the days where you are running sales, right? Somebody comes to you and says, like a long time patron. Is there a day where you can say you've been like a long time patron, so the person doesn't have to pay full price at your discretion?
I feel like some companies have loyalty programs, so I don't have a problem implementing that with my business. And I do that. I give discounts, but not just to anyone. Somebody has been patronizing you for years. Occasionally, you surprise the person because they know you as an individual. They don't know you as a business. So you have to treat them like that. Some people patronize you not because your cakes are nice, but because of the relationship they've developed over the years. So you, as a business owner, you need to know when to be an individual and when to be a business. So sometimes you can give free deliveries, you can deliver it yourself, you can give discounts, you can add something to it just to create that customer relation. But not a first-time customer will come and can I get discount, and then you give the person discount. Like if you keep doing that, doesn't mean that you'll be missing out on all the new customers. But it makes sense to give discounts to existing clients, to clients that keep coming back. There are people that have done their birthday cakes 4 times in a row, like 3 times in a row. I look forward to such people. So it gets to a point I'm like, okay, I've done this cake for this person for this number of years. I know how the person wants. So even if the person comes with, oh, this year I want to do a subtle birthday, you can surprise the person because the person is in quote your friend. So maybe you are going to add something extra. That's a discount, but it should be calculated in your business. Like you should make room for that, not do that at the expense of your business growth.
Yeah.
So discount is something that I do not
encourage
completely. I don't discourage completely, but you need to be wise on how you give the discount. Yeah.
So still on money, right? Inflation rates have since soared and they're on a steady increase. It doesn't look like it's going to come down anytime soon. And food inflation currently stands at 29%. People have been complaining about the prices on the market and everything. As a business owner, somebody who's always taking orders day in, day out, how much of an impact has that had on the business?
Well, the inflation has almost doubled or even tripled some of our prices, if not all. And now, most business owners, for me, for instance, I've had to take some things out of my menu. So I discontinued a lot of things because I couldn't keep up with the hike of like raw materials and stuff like that. And aside that, I'm not just doing business to cater to people's needs. I also have needs of my own. And so I have to make sure that if I'm still in business, I might as well be making profit. Not just breaking even, but making profit as well. So I've had to remove some things. And I've had to come up with creative ways to still render the service that I have to, but with the budgets of people in mind. So basically, my menu has changed, has changed to suit and adapt the economy now. But if the economy goes back to how it was before, or if it becomes better,
you'd have all those things back.
I'll have all those things back. But for the meantime, it's just the essentials.
You spoke about not just breaking even. You've been chefing for 5 years now and over. When did you, first of all, how lucrative is the business? And when did you first break even? And how was it, like, how did you feel breaking even and moving like over even?
I don't really have recollection of when I broke even because all I was just working and then saving, working and saving. But for what's it called? I've lost my train of thought. I'm so tired. Sorry. The question was breaking even.
Yeah, when did you break even and over? And how lucrative is the business?
Okay, how lucrative it is. So for like any business, it's not necessarily about the business itself being lucrative. It's about the effort you put in and the principles that you have for you as a person and for the business outlook. If you are someone, you keep dipping into your savings, you've not separated your finances, you're not pricing some things, with time, you'll fail.
Yeah.
You will not break even, you will not make profit. And for me, what I'm really grateful for is the fact that even though I started from my parents' kitchen and even some of the things my mom was buying I was still pricing it. So even though I didn't necessarily use my own money to buy it, on paper, it was there. So I was able to calculate that, okay, this thing is actually, I've not priced it well, or this thing is underpriced, and then I work from it from there. But a lot of people just start and they don't want to go into the accounting aspect, and they miss out on things. There are so many things that you are supposed to be pricing for, but people don't. And so you realize that when the business, in quotes, expands and they actually move out from the place they started working from, they realize that they are lost. They're not making as much money, because if you are working from home, you need to calculate rent. You need to calculate water, you need to calculate electricity, your time to go to the market, your time to text customers. You need to price all that, so that when you expand and then it's now someone's job to respond to the messages or go and get the things, because you've priced that, now that amount you've priced for is a person's salary. But if you miss all those things and now you expand, you will keep using your salary to pay for tax, to pay for salaries you didn't budget for, to pay for things you didn't account for. Like even data, you're supposed to price all that, and then you know that whether you are making profit or loss. You shouldn't treat it as a passion product unless you have so much money and you want to.
Even regardless,
you need to separate your business from that concept of, I'm doing it for the vibes, and I'm doing it for the passion, and I'm doing it because I want to, or I'm doing it because you're doing it because you want it to be sustainable, basically. So yeah, I think that's
how lucrative the business is. Now you're into charity, and it's not just something that you do on the side. You actually tweeted last month also that you got like the initiative, the go ahead to finally start a full-blown something with your name on it, something that has like Pelly started this, right? Let's talk about, when did you decide to go into charity, and what is the plan for it? Let's talk about it first of all.
Okay, so all this stems from my family actually. My parents have been really big on giving. Right from our childhood, we've always been taught to give back. If you have a little, you have to give back. So that's where it started from. I started as a volunteer for other people's charities. So as long as I can remember, I've always been volunteering for one thing or another. But recently, I had the urge to start it myself, because I felt it was something that I could merge with my passion for cooking. All the donations that I've made, I always cook myself. Initially started with just me, but now I have a team and we do it ourselves. So being able to give back from something that I actually spent time doing is something I look forward to. I get this joy from knowing that I didn't just send food, I didn't just donate food. I donated food I cooked. And I feel like a lot of people will not have the privilege of tasting my food. Like the carriers, for instance, that we went to recently, the street children, they might never have the opportunity to taste what I can do.
Not even you per se, but just like
good food, you see. So I'm giving them that experience, like to experience me, and then also give back to the community, have a feeling of being in a position to help someone and actually doing it. No amount of emotion can match that, you see. So that's what gives me the drive to keep doing it. That's what even gave me the drive to start in the first place.
Full Belly Initiative is your charity.
Yes.
What's the long-term plan for Full Belly Initiative?
Basically, not necessarily to get people off the street, but I think the long-term plan will be able to provide them with means to be able to fill their bellies themselves, not just to wait on the next charity to come and donate or the next kind person to donate. But I would want to be able to lift people from that situation where they have to wait for someone to feed them. Because when we went, it was intense. I was telling them that, see, the food is yours.
Yeah.
Relax and let me give it to you. But that hunger, it doesn't go from giving someone food once. You see, so to be able to get them from that situation where they don't have to long for food that is literally right in front of them.
I think it's a hunger for good living. Like,
yes,
to live without worrying about your next meal, where you're gonna sleep is gonna be dry or wet, who's going to, like, sleeping with a knife literally under your pillow for like for the women and for children.
Okay.
It's sad to see people in such situations. Yeah.
So I think the long term will be to start from one person, then we can move to 5, and then go to 10, and then hundreds of people. That's really what I'm working on now. Not just to just get up and share food, but to be able to get them out of that situation.
If our universities could have charity outreach programs on the syllabus, like, you know, every person, when you finish your 4-year program, you should have something going on in terms of outreach. I think it would help a lot in alleviating the situation on the streets. Not just the streets, but, like, you know, even offering a helping hand to a pregnant teenage person rather than raising your nose at the person and turning the blind eye. We should have conversations around topics that actually matter rather than treating them as taboo topics, so to say. I feel like if authorities or those in management positions could actually consider that, we would have more than enough charities to help remove people from certain situations rather than just waiting for, like you said, the next person to bring the
It's not just about the charity, but then the willingness to help, that's one. And the funds for it.
The funds would always be a problem.
It wouldn't be a problem if it becomes everybody's collective duty.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So some people are very willing to
help,
but they think the little they have is not good enough. It's not enough to just start a charity. You as an individual should be comfortable with giving the little you have. For me, the reason I'm saying that was because I did collect donations for the charity. And then last minute, I was like, you know what? Let me just increase it. So the initial budget was to feed for 200 people. So when I took the donations for 200 people, I ended it there. And then I just thought, I was like, no, I'm going to increase it out of pocket. So the extra 100 people, I catered it out of pocket. Now, I'm not saying that I'm rich enough to do that, but I'm saying that if you put yourself in a situation where you know for a fact that if you don't get donation, you have to do it out of pocket, you will work harder to get it. So now it's a win-win. You're able to help with the charity, and then it motivates you as an individual to work harder. You get, so it's not just getting up to because anybody can start an initiative. Anybody can get up to ask for funds, but very few people are willing to do help. It out of pocket.
Reason why I said it would be nice if it was inculcated in our systems, whereby when you are done with university, which is considered the highest, I mean, nobody can tell you what to do after uni, right? But if we could inculcate it into our universities that charity and outreach programs dedicated for this section of people is mandatory, so to speak. You see how UG has UGRC? If we could have a UGRC where it was mandatory to pair yourself with an organization that is responsible for outreach, I believe a lot of us will be empathetic towards the plight of certain people, because then you'd be able to understand to an extent why this person is in this situation. And it's not just for you, but it's for your community as well, because you want to be able to speak on certain things, and you're not going to speak on certain things with just about anybody, right? So it would be very important if we could have like mandatory program, even if it's for a year, but preferably like for 2 years as you are completing, because you are about entering the real world, and you need some semblance of reality. It's not always mommy and daddy pumping into your pocket. You need to have a semblance that people are having a heart. So I think it's a good thing that you started the initiative. I hope you are able to grow it to the extent by which you want to grow it to, and I'm extremely happy for that. Congratulations on the initiative, congratulations on your business, and I wish you the best. But just a quick one, a message to your future self before we wrap up.
A message to my future self. I would tell my future self to keep at it. It's not enough to just dream big, but the little steps that you have to take to get there, just keep at it. No matter how tired you are, no matter how many times you give up, just get up and push through.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Honestly, here's where we end today's episode. If you've enjoyed the episode this far, thank you for sticking around. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, do let us know in the comment section if there's any topic you'd like us to discuss on the next episodes to come. Thank you very much. It's been your host, Miss Gardiner. Till next time.
Thank you.